Hello viewers, welcome to our interesting session on robotics. Today we are going to design an hexapod. A hexapod robot is a mechanical vehicle that walks on 6 legs. Since a robot can be statically stable on 3 or more legs, a hexapod robot has a great deal of flexibility in how it can move. So, to make an hexapod, we need to collect following parts as you can see. 2 big C's, 2 sliders, 1 medium plate, 4 small C's, 4 small bars, 2 60 teeth gear, 2 small L and 2 DC motors with the shaft attached on it. So, let us start the first part of designing an hexapod, that is frame assembly. To start the frame designing, we require 2 big C, 1 medium plate and 2 sliders. Our first task is to attach the plate on the bottom end of both the C's like this. Remember, we are going to use third hole from the bottom and place the plate like this, and then we will have 4 tightening assembly at each corner. The tightening assembly is nothing but a nut and bolt that we will be using. So 1 nut and bolt. So let us do it on the right hand side first. We'll follow the same step on another end. Perfect. Now we'll follow the same procedure on the left hand side as well. We take a set of 2 nut and bolt. And close it and close the bolt with the nut. Like this. Similarly, we'll do it at other end. Perfect. Now we are going to tighten all these joints with the help of a screwdriver and a spanner. So just hold the nut with the help of the spanner and close the bolt with the help of screwdriver. Like this. So as you can see, the plate has been perfectly secured on 2 big L. Now we require 2 sliders and place them on the third hole from the plate. Okay, we'll take the third hole from the plate. Remember, the sliding area will be towards the plate. Now we add 1 bolt and close the slider, fix the slider on big C. So we take 2 tightening assembly, insert the bolt and fasten the nut from under. Similarly, we'll do it on other end. It's the third hole from the plate and the slider is towards the plate. Perfect. So we are going to hold the nut with the help of the spanner from under and close the slider on the top. So as you can see, the frame designing has almost completed. Now this is the top view, the side views, and this is the bottom view of our frame. Now the next step, we are going to add 4 legs to it. So for 4 legs, we required 4 small C's. Now the next step is to have a motor assembly. So for motor assembly, we require 2 DC motors with a shaft attached on it. So our first step, we are going to take out the motor bolts from both the motors and place it aside. As you can see, we have taken out the motor bolts. Now we are going to insert it exactly between the sliders. So we are going to insert the shaft of the motor in the middle of the slider like this, as you can see. Now we are going to place the motor bolts back to the motor. Perfect. We'll follow the same procedure on the right hand side. We'll take a motor, insert it in the middle of the slider like this, and we'll have the motor bolts and we'll place the motor bolts back to the motor. As you can see, our motor has been placed at the location for the hexapot. Now we required 4 small C. So for connecting the 4 corner legs, we required 4 small C, some big bolts, few spacers, axial lock and nut. So our task is to take the big bolt, insert it in the first middle hole, and we'll take the 4th hole on the C, the 4th hole from the bottom, and insert it in the bolt. Before that, we required 4 spacers. So spacer is a plastic circular ring which is for which is used to provide space in the project. We required 4 axial lock. Now we take the small c, and from the bottom we'll take the 4th hole and place it over here like this. Now we take a nut and close it. Don't make it too tight. Fine. And we will be using an axial lock to further close the big bolt. And we are going to use a screwdriver to close it like this. Fine. Similarly, we'll follow the same step at all the 3 ends. First, we take a big bolt, then 4 spacers, take a small c, we'll take the 4th middle hole from the bottom, 1 nut, don't make it too tight, and then we'll use an axial lock to close it. Like this. Perfect. Now we'll follow the same procedure on the left hand side as well. 1 big bolt, 4 spacers, one small c, the 4th hole from the bottom, 1 nut, and then the axial lock. You can open the axial lock, place it on the bolt, and then close it. Now it's the 4th leg, big bolt, 4 spacers, one small C, the 4th hole from the bottom, close it with the help of a nut. Don't make it too tight. Then we'll take an axial lock and close it with the help of the screwdriver. As you can see, we have connected, we have assembled the 4th leg. Now 2 legs are left, and in those 2 legs we will be using the crank mechanism. So for that we required So for the crank mechanism we required 2 60-teeth gear and with the big bolts. So we are going to take a bolt, insert it in the corner hole. You can take any corner hole, place a nut on it and close it. You can make this joint close and tight enough. We'll follow the same step on the 2nd gear. So over here we will be using 2 crank mechanism. It is used to convert the circular motion into the linear one, that is forward and backward. Now we'll take our model back. We are going to place one spacer in the motor shaft, then the gear with a big bolt connected on it like this. And we are going to close it with the help of an axial lock. Just open the axial lock, fix it on the shaft, and then you can close it with the help of the screwdriver. We'll follow the same step on the other end. We'll take the spacer first, then the gear with a big bolt attached on it, and then we are going to close it with the help of an axial lock like this. Now for the middle leg we require 2L, and for that first we will be taking 2 spacers in the big bolt like this, and we will be taking the other end of the small bar and place it inside the bigger bolt. We'll use both the bars, right and left. Then we take L, and again from the 4th hole from the bottom we will be inserting it over here. Now we are going to close it with the help of a nut. And one axial lock. खराब है axial lock and close it. Now we require a big bolt and pass it through the first middle hole of small L. Add 3 spacers to it. Make them 4. Insert 4 spacers to it. Pass it through the slider. One spacer we'll use, and we'll close it with the help of an axial lock. Just open the axial lock, place it back on the bolt and close it with the help of a screwdriver. we'll follow the same procedure. On the right hand side, we will take 1L. First, we will be adding 2 spacers in the bigger bolt which is connected to the gear. Then we'll take the bar, other end of the small bar, insert it in the big bolts. Now we will take the L. We'll take the fourth hole, the middle fourth hole from the bottom, and place it inside the bigger bolt. Now we'll close it with the help of a nut and then an axial lock. Perfect. Now we'll take a bigger bolt, add 4 spacers to it before passing it through the slider. Pass it through the slider, then 1 more spacer and an axial lock to close it over there. So as you can see, the Hexabot is almost ready. We had 6 legs, the frame, we are using the crank mechanism over here, and 2 motors to drive the Hexabot. Now we required a motor driver, that is a power distribution board, which will drive the motor and distribute the power on them. So we are going to place it over here and fix it with the help of a nut and bolt. Perfect. Now we are going to connect the motors to the space provided for motor 1 and motor 2. Now we required a remote control that will be transferring the power from the remote to the power distribution system with the help of a data cable. So we are going to insert one end of the data cable in the remote control and other end is going in the power distribution board, like this. Now there is an option to provide electrical supply to the remote control and we required a 12-volt DC adapter. So here it is. We are going to connect it in the DC jack. We can see there like LED starts glowing on the remote. Now we are going to do the testing of our Hexabot. So as you can see, as you have seen, it is moving in clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. So you can move it anywhere, anyhow you want. Perfect. So we can see it's moving in all the directions and here is the crank mechanism, as you can see. So before reaching an end of a session, let me tell you some interesting facts about the legged robot. Leg robot or vehicle can navigate on any kind of a surface which is inaccessible for the robots with wheel. Leg robot can jump or step over obstacles where wheel needs to somehow travel over it or take a different path. Lastly, the excitement of replicating a human or an animal and try to challenge the nature. Thank you so much. I hope you like the session.